welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be talking about yoga. But before we talk about yoga, thank you so much for all your love and support for my first YouTube video that I posted last week on interesting brown girl dating experiences. That video was absolutely terrifying to post, but I did it, it felt great, and you guys showed a lot of love and support, so thank you so much. Alright, so today we're going to be talking about yoga, East versus West. I did a poll on my Instagram asking if the West ruined yoga, and almost 100% of the people that voted said yes. Then I did a second question, is it the commercialization of yoga that ruined yoga, or is it just all the different weird styles of yoga that are out there? And by that I mean there's beer yoga, mixing alcohol and yoga. I definitely have my thoughts about that, which I'll talk later. There's like baby goat yoga, which I think is definitely one of the cuter renditions. I'm all for that. And then there's just booty dance yoga, and just yoga's been sensationalized, and just people have gotten very creative with it, let's just say that. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. And so I went to India last March. In March 2017, I went to visit my family, and I did so after becoming a registered yoga teacher. So I definitely took a bunch of yoga classes, talked to my cousin, she's about 9 years older than me, and she's also a yoga teacher, talked to my family who's been practicing yoga for decades, and just got everyone's perspective and kind of mapped out the yoga scene in India. So we're going to be talking about that today. Understand that this is just my experience, perspective, and opinion. It's the insight that I have. So if you guys disagree, that's really great, because then you can comment below and we can talk about it. I love talking about yoga. So definitely let me know if you guys have any more insight. So originally, yoga was meant to be practiced to strengthen your physical body so that you could sit in meditation to strengthen your mind. So it was kind of like using your physical body to get to your mind body, another layer. The OG yogis, like I like to call them in India, that's what they practiced for, that's what the practice was designed for. However, today it's very much so in the West. It's a very athletic, physical form of exercise. When I took yoga classes in India, very gentle stretches, lots of sun salutations, lots of pranayama, or as they call it here, pranayama. That's a thing in the West. It's not yoga, it's yoga, it's not asan, it's asana, and it's not pranayama, it's pranayama, but I don't really think we pronounce the A all over India. Maybe some people do, I don't know. So a lot of breath work, a lot of pranayama, and just really a relaxing class to kind of just like stretch your body and calm your mind. So that's kind of a lot of the classes that I took. I had a very difficult time finding like a power, vinyasa, yoga, flow, or like a hot yoga. First of all, Indian people, I don't know, if you like hot yoga, I don't know how it's so hot in India, so I don't think anyone's doing hot yoga in India, so that's definitely a thing of the West. But yeah, so, and I talked to my cousin, and I kind of showed her like the Instagram yoga scene, and kind of the image of a Western yoga teacher here, how we have all the cool shirts that say Namaste or Namaste bitches. First of all, I definitely get really irked when I hear Namaste bitches, because Namaste is a very pious Hindu greeting, and the word bitch is not a very nice word. So I don't agree with the combination, and a lot of people I know in India don't like that combination, but hey, creative freedom is a thing, so you do you, but again, those are my thoughts on that. And I talked to the yoga teacher with whom I took a bunch of yoga classes, and he kind of was older and had a very different perspective on yoga. When I was showing him kind of like Instagram yogis and all the impressive things that people show themselves doing with yoga on Instagram, he was like, oh no, this isn't why we do it. We don't do it to showcase our practice. We do it to kind of just keep it to ourselves, and it's for us. Mind you, he is older, so that's kind of the older generation's perspective on yoga, and the newer generation, I didn't get to connect with too many. I was trying to find an Instagram yogi in India, like somebody that I found on Instagram from India, but I wasn't able to meet up with any. I'd love to know their thoughts. But the people that I talked to really were kind of surprised by how commercialized it is in the West, and the thought that you have to have a certain image to be a successful yoga teacher in the West was kind of very foreign to them. People in India practice yoga in almost anything that's just comfortable. Ladies go to yoga classes there in like kurtas, like tunics and leggings. no one really goes in like a full-on workout gear like we do here. So it's very relaxed, very laid back, very meditative, and again focuses a lot on gentle stretching and breath work. And if you guys know any yoga classes in India that are similar to ones here in the West, I would love to know so I could check those classes out next time and kind of see what that's all about. But yeah, that was my experience practicing yoga in India. It was just very organic and authentic, which was so refreshing to me because I was definitely missing that while I was taking classes here. And then I want to talk about alcohol and yoga. Again, like I said, creative freedom is a thing, and I definitely think it's so great that Instagram and the commercialization of yoga has made yoga like a viable career option for a lot of people, and people deserve that. Yoga teachers work really hard, and they deserve to be able to support themselves comfortably teaching yoga and do what they love. I'm not against that, but I mean, mixing alcohol with yoga, again, just like namaste is a pious Hindu greeting, you combine it with like a curse word, and even though it's kind of cheeky, like a lot of its authenticity and piousness gets lost there. Similar with yoga and alcohol. Again, when I talk to people about beer yoga and stuff in India, they're like, what? First of all, I'm from Gujarat, India, and alcohol is banned there, so a lot of people from Gujarat were like, what? That's just so blasphemous. And then I had to, kind of remind myself that they don't allow alcohol in the state that they live in. But combining alcohol and yoga, again, a lot of that piousness, it was used as like a form of worship, a form of kind of like purifying your soul to really purify your mind. So kind of mixing it with alcohol, again, like I said, I'm all for creative freedom, but it's a very controversial topic. So again, that was a very interesting thing that I kind of talked about when I was there. So overall, I don't think the West ruined yoga, because it definitely brought it to the masses, but I definitely think that the commercialization of yoga, just like with anything that gets commercialized, a lot of its authentic value gets lost. And I think it's good for people like myself and other people to talk about these aspects of yoga that maybe are not commercialized so that people can learn and fall even more in love with the practice. And I am a yoga teacher, but I have chosen not to really teach that many classes. I teach once a week at work, and I kind of realize that I'm not a size 2 contortionist, and I never will be, and that's just not who I am, and that's just not how I approach my practice. I definitely don't fit the classic image of a yoga teacher in the West, so after my yoga teacher training, when I went out into Atlanta, the Atlanta yoga scene, and tried to find a gig, it was really hard for me, and I don't know why, but I have a feeling that the image of yoga definitely has something to do with it, and I kind of just made a personal decision that everything else I can commercialize and I can play the game and I can kind of just be in the competition, but yoga is something too personal to me, too deep to my culture. I want to preserve that authenticity, so I'm going to choose to share it in a way that is genuine to me and my culture. So I really don't teach that much at studios or anything. I kind of just, my practice is for me, and I teach at work, and I get a lot of joy out of that. So that's kind of my personal experience with yoga. So with that, that was our video today on yoga. Definitely let me know what you guys think, what you want to hear about. I make videos for you guys, so comment, subscribe, let me know your thoughts, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!